Now that you've learned a bit more about the children served by refugee and immigrant foster care, let's examine what it takes to be a foster caregiver. In this video, we're going to explore the basic qualifications needed to be a foster caregiver and talk about the qualities that make foster caregivers successful. To care for immigrant children, the first and most important quality you need is a willingness to serve vulnerable children who need a home. Foster caregivers come from all sorts of backgrounds and ages. It's not necessary to be married or partnered. It doesn't matter what type of home you have, as long as there's room for foster children to live comfortably. You'll need to have a stable income and pass a thorough background check. We're often asked if it's necessary for foster caregivers to speak the same language as the children they're serving. The short answer is no, but we're always looking for more foster caregivers who are bilingual in Spanish and English. Most, but not all, of the immigrant children in short-term care are Spanish speakers. If you're a Spanish speaker, you would make an ideal caregiver for them. In most cases, immigrant children in foster care do speak a different language than their foster caregivers. This is certainly a challenge, but it's also a wonderful opportunity to build bridges between culture and language of your family and of that of the children you'll be welcoming into your home. We'll talk more in the next video about strategies foster caregivers use to bridge culture and language barriers. Successful foster caregivers have a couple of things in common. They're patient, flexible, gracious, and teachable. Foster care is full of surprises, joys, and challenges. The children we serve have experienced grief and trauma beyond what most of us can imagine. They're going through all sorts of difficult circumstances of their lives, and they're going through it alone. Caring for these children isn't always easy, but we'll be there to help you with whatever you need. If you're willing to be patient and flexible, and you're dedicated to their well-being, you will be able to serve these children well. Foster caregivers also know it's okay to ask for help. Those who do it well surround themselves with support. That's why Bethany's staff walk alongside our caregivers during every step of their foster care journey. As a caregiver, you'll have around-the-clock support to answer your questions and deal with any issues that arise.
I always tell people, it's not easy. I think if you go into something thinking like, this is something I want to do because I just want to do something nice for somebody. It's not easy, but it's worth it. It's worth it. We love these kids. They're our sons. And even in the hard days, it's worth it. And so I try to help people prepare for it. The Bethany training, they basically try to convince you not to become foster parents. They tell you all the horror stories and they tell you all the hardships. And I think a lot of people go in, well, this is going to be different because I'm a great parent. So if they come to my home, then it's going to be easy because I'm just going to love them. They're going to be like, oh, you're so amazing. I'm really thankful for how much you love me. And I'm just going to follow everything you do. But that's not real life. Trauma has effects. But we're just so thankful we went on this journey. And I guess we would tell people to count the cost, to understand it's not going to be easy, but to also realize the impact you can have on kids' lives and how it'll impact you. And I'm just thankful how it's going to impact our boys the rest of their life, to have that experience as kids, to welcome in someone that needs a home. And so I'm excited for how they're going to be changed by it too.
Transitional foster care has changed us in the sense that it sort of opened up a whole new door for us in a whole different world. But just to understand what's going on in other parts of the world and what kids are going through.
Yeah, I definitely think it's helped to increase our empathy and our compassion. obviously to kids who are coming across unaccompanied, but just, I mean, other people in our society situations as well. It's just, you know, you can see something, but until you really dig beneath the layers, you don't really know the full story. So it's been really cool to be able to be a part of some of these stories.
Because these kids have experienced something that no kid should have to experience, and we can be a source of stability. And sometimes that's tiring and frustrating and hard, but it's good. And so when things are easy, I think often in America, it's all about comfort. We want to have a comfortable life, and we want whatever's the easiest. But as a Christian, God sometimes calls you to do hard things. But if he's called you to do something, he also gives you the strength to go through it. So understanding that, just reaffirming that call when there are hard days, to know that God called us to do this and he's going to give us the strength to be through it. So, but it's been, you know, joys and sorrows, fun and hardship and everything in between, but we're just so thankful we went on this journey.
Living with my foster mom, at first, obviously, it's obvious that it wasn't easy for her or for me, just because I was from another country, I guess. I was getting used to the culture, to the language, to the food. We had problems, like any other family. But I realized that she wanted me to grow. She gave me an opportunity, and I really respect that, and I really appreciate that, and I know that she is super brave. And even though it might be hard at the beginning to get used to this new kid being at home, this is what happens when you help them. They go to school, they go to college, they succeed in life, and they don't take anything away from the country. They give to the country.
In the following videos, we'll talk more about more specific ways Bethany supports foster caregivers and how to cultivate a community of support around you and the children you serve. If you're ready to take the next step toward becoming a short-term foster family for immigrant children, please go to bethany.org/short-term-foster to get started. Or join me in the next video, where we will dive into specific responsibilities you'll have as a foster caregiver for immigrant children and learn how to navigate some of those common challenges.